Alrighty guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we have the very first edition of Matt's Mind. This is going to be a usual kind of Q&A series with a little bit of a twist. I invite you guys in these series videos to comment down below with some discussion topics and obviously questions. Now they don't have to be related to LEGO or Star Wars or anything about this channel. It can be any question that you want. The whole idea of this series is for you guys to obviously get to know me a little better as a person, as a creator. Now these videos will hopefully drop every single Wednesday in 2019. Now I do plan on going deeper into topic discussions and questions more so than typical Q&A video. And that being said, I probably will only get to a handful of discussion topics or questions in a single video. And like I said, that's because I want to go deeper into these questions for you guys. Some of you guys will remember a couple of days ago I put on my community tab saying that I'm going to be doing this Q&A video. And I wanted you guys to ask me some questions. But if you guys want to have your discussion topic or question noticed next week in next week's video, make sure you do two things. Number one, make sure you go ahead and give the thumbs up on this video. And number two, obviously comment down below. The first question that we have to start off this series is going to come from TheBrickWiz, and he's asked, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? So actually, a while back, I had a gaming channel when I actually realized that my graphics card on my computer could record video. I didn't have to buy like a capture card or something like that. So I literally just press a button, it would record my game, and I'd upload it to this channel. I will not say this channel because it is pretty cringy, and it's usually just for like me and my friends just to kind of look back on some really fun times. But that's what initially started me on YouTube. I did that for like a year, and I think I only had like 30 something subs. So it was just more so like fun for my friends. We can like relive our really funny, hilarious moments when we would play video games. But then came LEGO, and actually I believe at 2016 New Year's Eve, I actually built my first LEGO set. I built it in a very long time. It was something from Rebels, and that's kind of what got me started back into LEGO. And as for YouTube, I really honestly couldn't tell you. I think I've just been always like wanting to do YouTube in the back of my mind. I want to create content. I love video, and this is also around the same time where I realized that I like to make video and I like to make content and entertain. So I think they all kind of mesh together. As far as one specific like point in time where I was like, ooh, I want to do some like videos, I don't think there is one specific answer, but I think it's like a general kind of consensus that when I built my like first LEGO set that I built in a while, and then obviously with my previous knowledge of YouTube from my gaming channel, that's kind of where that all came from. Hopefully that answered your question. I honestly don't know if there was like one specific thing that helped me kind of make my YouTube channel, but I guess there you go. Here we have a question from Alpha Bricks. They ask, not LEGO related, your videos look and sound very good, so I was wondering what camera, mic, lights, software do you use, and why do you choose those particular brands or models? Maybe this is a topic too big for a Q&A. It should be a video of its own. Well, this is actually a perfect question for this type of video, because like I said, I'd like to go deeper into these questions. So the first part is what camera. So I actually use two cameras. For the longest time, I was using the Panasonic GH4. This is a DSLR mirrorless camera. It's a pretty good camera, I'm not gonna lie. It's not really for vlogging though, which is why I have this camera right here. But this camera, it has really good quality. It shoots in 4K at 30 FPS, 1080p at 60 FPS, and 720p at 120 FPS. So it's a good reliable camera. It's what I've been using for a very long time. This probably retails now for about maybe $1,000, maybe a little less, and that's not including the lens. Attached here, I have a 14 to 140 millimeter lens. This is good for shots of product, which is what I use mostly in my reviews. Now the next camera I do have is going to be the one I'm using right now. This is the Canon EOS M50. This was a camera recommended to me by a really good friend, and it's been really awesome. It's very lightweight, it's good for vlogging, it's got image stabilization, and the autofocus is fantastic. One thing I do have to say about the GH4 is that the autofocus is not the greatest. If you guys have watched my vlogs from Virginia or Chicago, there are some times in the vlogs quite often where the focus isn't quite perfect. And now, while you know autofocus will never be perfect, I think the Canon EOS M50, which I'm using right now, does a very good job of that. So those are the two cameras that I use. Now as far as mics go, I actually got a brand new mic, but I'll start with the ones that I used a lot. This is going to be the Rode VideoMic Pro. This is about a $99 microphone, and it really does a good job for what you're paying for. Not bad. It attaches on top of your camera and then plugs in through the aux cord. Here I have a lavalier mic. This is, I honestly don't know what brand it is, but this is what I use to clip onto myself right here when I'm talking about Kessel or something like that. Another microphone that I got for my camera this Christmas is this Rode mic right here. Now what's great about it is it obviously has the dead cat, so it means whenever it's windy, it's not really going to affect my quality too much. And then the microphone that I'm using right now is the Rode Mic Pro, I believe. It's actually on lend to me from a good friend. I'm borrowing it and want to test it out, and I really like it, so I would recommend getting that one. It's about $200. This one's probably about $50 or $40. And then if you want to get into like the lavalier clip-on mic, it's probably about $30 on Amazon. And then like I said, the other Rode mic is going to be around $99. So there's a lot of options, but my tip to you is to make sure that you know what you want for sound. Like this is a directional microphone. So if I'm talking in front of the camera, it's going to make the most sense to get that one. And then if I'm talking behind the camera, it's going to make the most sense to get a clip-on mic. The next part of your question is what software do I use? So for editing and Photoshop, I use Adobe Premiere. I actually just started paying for Adobe's monthly service because I think the programs are really good. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, CC 2019. I use Adobe Photoshop, CC 2019. After Effects, I'm trying to learn After Effects, Lightroom. Now I know a part of your question was why do I choose these specific brand models? To be honest with you, there's no specific reason. I'm only starting to get into videography and film and all that kind of stuff. So getting my feet wet in different brands. We have Canon right here. We have Panasonic. The next camera I want to get maybe like 2 years from now is going to be a Sony. So right now I'm kind of just reading a lot of articles on the internet. For instance, I know that the Canon has great autofocus, which is why I got this camera. Then I knew the Panasonic GH4 has good quality for a pretty average price, so that's kind of why I got it. I've been using Adobe Premiere for a long time. I think before that I used Sony Vegas, or like a cheap version of Sony Vegas, but Adobe has done really, really well, and that's kind of all the equipment that I use. Question comes from Hideous Sidious, your favorite Star Wars movie. So I actually divide my favorite movies into two different topics. We have the original trilogy, and then we have everything else, because I think the original trilogy is kind of in its own section, and I can't really compare fairly because like the newer movies have so much more advanced technology, so much more special effects and graphics. So for the original trilogy, I'm gonna have to say New Hope. I think A New Hope is just one of those iconic classic movies. It's obviously the first Star Wars movie that I saw, so maybe that also plays a role, but it's a really fun movie. You get to know all the characters, and it's just kind of fun to watch. Now in terms of the new movies, I think my favorite movie to date has to be Rogue One. I believe that Rogue One was a really awesome, unique twist on Star Wars where it shows the darker side of the rebellion, and that's probably what attracted me to that movie so much. Behind that, I probably have to put The Last Jedi or Solo, one of those two. I know those two aren't necessarily the most popular movies of the newer generation of Star Wars. So my favorite movie from the original trilogy is going to be A New Hope, and then my favorite movie from the recent times, from prequels and up, is going to be Rogue One. Next question comes from the Jedi Cookie. What is the Lego set that you most regret not owning? So it's not the fact that I don't own this set, it's the fact that I wish I had gotten more. And that battle pack is going to be the Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, set number 75165. This thing is fantastic. I love the figures, the Death Troopers, the Stormtroopers that come in it. Right now I only have about 15 sealed in my collection, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot. But I wish I was as into Lego or as knowledgeable about deals like on clearance at Walmart and Target like I have been getting for newer battle packs, because I would have gotten so many of those guys. But I guess that's one that I wish I had more of. Now one that I completely don't have is going to be the UCS Star Destroyer. I wasn't really into Lego when that was still in production, so I'm hoping they make a remake of that coming very, very soon, hopefully. The last question for today's episode is going to come from Ian Bricks. What is the best Star Wars set for $150? So for sake of argument, I'm going to go off of the current line of sets, so nothing that's retired. So we're talking the second Solo wave, and we're talking the most recent wave of Star Wars, like the Kashyyyk sets and all that kind of stuff. For $150, honestly, I would probably buy one of I would do two options. Number one, the Kessel Run Falcon. I think that the figures in that set are phenomenal. I think it's really, really awesome, and that might be biased because I'm saying Kessel, but the figure selection in the Kessel Run Falcon comes with Lando, Kira, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Quay Tulsite. It comes with other people, but it's also a pretty good set, not gonna lie. And then if you also want to maybe get two of a certain set, I would also recommend getting two of the Solo TIE Fighters, just to increase your army. I think right now, at my point in my collection, I would probably go for two more TIE Fighters if I had $150 to spend. And then also a new favorite set of mine, which I haven't even built yet, but I'm so excited for it, is going to be the new Bastion Overwatch set. So if you had some more money, maybe I would recommend you getting a couple of these. You could probably almost get 3 of these with $140. But as far as that question goes, I'd probably say if you're only going to buy one set, I'd probably say the Kessel Run Falcon. I don't think the Sandcrawler is anything special. I don't think the AT Hauler is anything special. The Convey Exchange is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not $150. Or I guess you could also find the UCS Slave 1 at pop-up shops for 20% off right now, because the pop-up shops for Lego are closing very, very soon. And for example, the Slave 1 in my store is 20% off, so it's about $160. So I guess if I were to choose, that would be your answer. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Hope you all enjoyed the very first episode of Matt's Mind. Be sure to go ahead and smash the like button down below and subscribe if you are new. Like I said before, guys, I want you to put topics for discussion and questions that doesn't have to be related to Lego or Star Wars. Just please comment them down below. I want this series to really, really take off. These videos will hopefully come every single Wednesday at around noon or 1 p.m. Eastern time as the series goes on. As I learn more about what works best for me in the film, I will let you guys know, obviously. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for submitting your questions. If you didn't get your question answered, don't worry. I have a few more that I will transfer to next week. I want to make this series have a good longevity. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, guys. Anyways, thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Peace.